Hello. Hi. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. My dog was here and I think he got impatient waiting for me. Cyan 410. Are you two different people? Kathleen, Leah, Carla, Darren, Lindsay, Amy, Z, Carol, Evie, Sonja. My dog is here. Come here. Okay. He needs to be here in the beginning, just in case you forget how cute he is. He will remind you. Okay. Ray, Seda, AE, Cindy, Angel Star, Anne, Marie, Ray, from Cali with Love, Reg, Warren, Fire Butterfly MG. Fire Butterfly is also on Twitch. Beth, Bora Winkle, Melva, Rachel, Carla Girl, V Heart, Cyan, same person, different devices. Okay. Breline, Personal Space, Sonja, Danny Lol, MLB, Ice Rose, Evie, Halina, Namhar, Winky, MJD, I am Claudia, CC, Bang Luna. Oh, you made it, Bang Luna. Evie, Nigma, Z. I said hi to Z already, right? Sherry is on X. Hello, X. Nigma, Lindsay, SLP, Whispered, Disha, Owie, Andre Army, hi. Um, Sinri, Jelma, everyone's so excited. I'm so excited for the concert this Friday. Mentia, Michelle, Marianne, Sylvia, Danny, Lol, Bea, Hitomi, Didi, Liz Bailey, Esil, Shelling P, Chelsea San, Leah. Okay, Z Pao. Okay, I think I've said hi to everybody. Hello, Pao. Hi to everybody. How are you? How is everybody? Say hi, baby. Say, I'm cute. I am so cute. So cute. Show them your ears. Cutie. Hello. I'm setting up his OnlyFans. My dog's OnlyFans. Hi, Diane. Okay, we have a lot to cover today, but let's start with something exciting and something good. How's that? I know, right? We have a lot planned. The group actually has a lot planned. So I made it in the roll call. Okay, so let's first this was just posted an hour and a half ago. He is very cute, baby. They said you're cute. When his OnlyFans page is launched, I will let you all know. Mona Lisa 65 Hot 100 highest K-pop 2025 entry. Of course, that is our J-Hope. I'm happy that this is the highest K-pop entry for 2025, but I hope that for next week we can actually chart him higher. We can do it if we just keep on streaming. So let's do premium accounts and let's keep on streaming Mona Lisa. Yes, I'm opening an OnlyFans account for my dog. So for those of you who don't know, I've decided to open a OnlyFans account for my dog. It's just going to be my dog. This is my fundraising so I can buy a land where I'm going to adopt dogs, specifically senior dogs or those dogs with have like problems, disabled, the usual dogs that nobody wants because they're damaged or that they're old and whatever. I just wanna be able to give them like a dignified last quarter of their life or something like that. So, but for me to be able to do that, I do need money. And so I decided I'm going to raise funds in OnlyFans. I am going to guilt trip everybody there If you're doing all these things, if you're paying all these things, then you should be able to donate to a dog shelter, right? That's the plan. That's my marketing plan. Hello, Melanie, who is on X. Hello. Okay. Um, Mona Lisa at 65, correct. Mona Lisa at 65. Okay, so aside from that, Talk of the Charts actually posted this Billboard Global 200 records to date. And BTS, of course, appeared. One, most streams at number one, Butter, with 289.2 million. Most sales at number one is Seven at 269,000, and then the rest are like not BTS. So we have Most Weeks at number one, All I Want for Christmas, because it always goes to number one during Christmas. And then Most Weeks at top 10, Beautiful Things, 45 weeks. Most Weeks top 10 female, Birds of Feather at 44. Most Weeks top 5 stay. Birds of Feather is actually carried by Radio. And then Most Weeks top 2, Die with a Smile. This is Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga. Biggest by total performance in verse points, As It Was. And strongest number one by units, Flowers. So, but at least BTS and Jungkook, they're both there. So, are you proud? Okay. Next is, all right. I just want to thank everybody. As you know, I am fundraising on X and on Patreon so that we can buy as many tickets as we can, not as we need, but as many tickets as we can on J-Hope's concert. There's just very few left for April 4 and April 6. And so one of you guys actually donated 2 tickets just to be able to raise help in selling the tickets. And so she wanted to give it to, armies that are down on their luck. So I was very happy about that. I already gave that away. We already chose somebody. So the person who donated already has the profile and the email of the 2 people, their mother and child, mother and daughter. The person who donated already has the email of the person, but it will be up to the person whether or not they're going to post it on social media or on Patreon. Okay, so I decided to match it, and I also bought 2 more tickets and I gave those 2 away already. So I also asked people that if they want to contribute, they can send me money so that we can buy as many tickets as we want. And so far, these are the people that contributed. I am so humbled by all of you guys because there are so many who chose to remain anonymous. I understand that, like, some of them actually gave their reasons why they wanna contribute. But I'm just so humbled that even though you can't be recognized for whatever reason, you still chose to contribute. So there are 3 anonymous, and there's going to be a fourth one who just told me that they want to remain anonymous. So 3 of them, one on Twitter, one on Patreon, and then one on IG. And then Stella, who communicated with me through X. So that is her handle if you want to thank her. And then Bam also contributed. So happy about that as well. And then Alina on Patreon, she requested that only her first name be mentioned. And Veronique, which is from Europe, and she's unable to make it here to the US for the US tour. So she decided she was just going to contribute, to donate. So thank you to all of you. I am so happy. So it's not much. I mean, we were able to so far buy 6 tickets. Okay, so all in all, we bought 6 tickets. So this is the let me take that. Hi Mochi. Okay, all right. So this is the ticket that I bought. So there are 2 tickets. So in total, 559. I bought the tickets that's like 265 or something like that floor. But there's 2 price points on floor tickets right now. One is 300 plus, and then one is 200. So I bought the 200 one so that I can buy as much as I can. So I was able to buy two tickets from the donations. And then I think there's some more coming in, so I might be able to buy one more at the very least. So this is the two tickets from that. This does not include the two tickets that I bought and that I donated, and the two tickets that were originally donated by the first person who said she was going to donate. So six tickets in total. And then this is the that's the receipt. So same, that's the same ticket. I just wanted to show everybody the receipt. And then this is the transfer that I made from the very first set of tickets that we gave away. So I transferred that already. The person already has it. And then this is what's left in my Patreon. So sorry, in my PayPal. So most of the people, sorry, I have to block off their name because they didn't want to be recognized. So this is what's left over from all the donations that I have so far gotten. 86.92. So if there's anybody who's going to, I haven't checked my PayPal. If you donated from, like, I was, the last time I checked my PayPal was this morning. There was just so much work that I had to do for my full-time job. So this is the last time that I checked this morning, and I am left with 86.92. If there are people who donated at, like, maybe mid morning until afternoon, I haven't checked it. So if we raised enough to buy one more ticket, then I'll buy one more ticket. Even if we don't raise enough, I will match. I will just buy. So basically, I'm going to pay for the difference so that we can buy one more ticket and we can give away one more ticket to those w- that are just down on their luck. Okay, so um that, I think that is my report for that. Yeah, so we have some more tickets available for J-Hope. I hope that, if you know anybody. So when I offered my Ticketmaster account, I said that if you're from out of the country and if you want to watch the LA leg, the LA stop of J-Hope's tour, you can use my ticket. There were actually two people, four tickets in total, who went to approach me to ask if I can buy in their behalf. And it was so funny because they booked first before they actually before they actually asked me to buy the tickets. And so I guess all in all, from this effort, we were able to so far buy an extra 10 tickets. It's not much, but it is something. My only regret is that I didn't do it earlier. And the only reason I didn't do it earlier was I just thought, I did not know that I will have the time to actually do it. Um, I have a full-time job, just coordinating all of these things. So I have a full-time job, I have this, and I have a business. And I have a really, really demanding dog. So just doing all of this is like, I did not know I have the time. But then I thought, like, at least we need to try and make a push to try and sell out the tickets, right? So that was just the only thing in my head. Like, we need to try. At the very least, we need to try. And then at whatever happens, at least we tried, right? We did everything that we could. Hi, J Lau. I heard someone got a ticket for an hour before the concert from StubHub. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. For as long as they get the tickets, okay. They booked on Faith. Yeah. So it was I was just so surprised. Like they sent me their airfare, like the plane ticket, and they said, like, we already booked. Please make sure that you buy tickets for us. And the pressure. But I was able to buy tickets for them, and I think they're arriving tomorrow, and they'll have access to some phone, and then I'll transfer the tickets to that. So multitasking queen. I know, I don't know how I'm actually able to sleep. So all right, so that's my report for J-Hope. Am I done with my report for J-Hope? Okay, so for the group, so as you know, we have a suite on the 4th. For the 4th, we have a suite. And we have some people in our community that's actually coming over and joining me in the suite, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But the group itself is actually making a lot of fun plans without me. So we're going to have our own lanyard. Again, there are some people that are doing this and that. Many of those people are actually asking to remain anonymous, like they're giving some things or paying for some things, or whatever, organizing some things, and they just want to remain anonymous. So thank you to all of you. Since I can't mention who you are, I can't even mention what you do, then okay, so just want to let you all know that I am so humbled by all of your generosity, by your kindness, your compassion, and I hope I'm so happy because this is the whole point of me doing this, because I want to create a real community, and I think I'm doing that. So through you, with all of your help. So thank you. Okay, Jelma, please don't stop being nice. I am actually not a nice person. I try to be. We all try to be. I'll be giving freebies on Friday and Sunday shows. I'll be at Figueroa Lodge box area. Oh, I think we will be able to. If you can make it to we all have. So if you're in the suite, you can actually you have access to the rooftop like bar. Maybe we can like go there on whatever. So we'll have dinner at 7. Our suite will have dinner at 7, but hopefully people can make it earlier and we can go around and like meet people on other parts, on other suites and other areas. Okay. Becky said, I'm just so happy to have a group like this to be a part of. It's very important to have a community. Like, think about it, like basketball fans, for example, if you're an LA Laker fan, you have like a group of people that you can, you buy season tickets and you go to the games with, and you buy all this merch, you buy all of this shirt, and you cheer for whoever. You get into fights, so they have community, right? So we're no different. They it's just that this is our community and that's theirs. So okay. Legion. So Mr. Lee, if you know him, he is the bodyguard, like the trusted bodyguard of BTS. So apparently he has his own fandom now, and they're called Legion. So so if you want to join the fandom of Mr. Lee, you're more than welcome. He has a lot of fans in our Patreon. So I won't be surprised if we see a lot of posters for Mr. Lee. Fire Butterfly said it just started a couple of weeks ago. So please join Patreon if you want more of Mr. Lee. Okay. What if he's married? Will the wife appreciate it? Okay. Miss, I just follow. Carla Girl said, I just followed Mr. Lee on IG. The lanyard design, by the way, so someone's actually creating the lanyard. She's printing the lanyard. I did not ask permission if I can mention her name, so I won't mention her name for now. But someone's actually printing the lanyards, and someone designed it. So we will have a lanyard just for Sunset Suite. Okay. What is his IG? Hoan is asking, what is Mr. Lee's IG? Nigma said, Legion, that's amazing, but so funny. Oh, we have a lot of dedicated Legioners in Patreon. Okay. Um Darren is asking, anyone else in floor seats on Sunday? I'll be floor A1, row 11. Darren, yes. So the people that we're buying tickets for, they'll be on the floor. I will have them join. I'll try to ask them if they want to join the WhatsApp channel so that they can like meet you guys. Okay. Married people can have fun too. So the group without me will actually be going to a Korean barbecue, and then they're going to the beach. After that, so this is Saturday, they're going on a Saturday, and then dinner is when I'll join them Saturday for drinks and for dinner somewhere here in Koreatown, somewhere there in Koreatown, and then some of the people that are in the suite will still be there for the Sunday concert. Okay, let me hide this. So if you want to join, just you can go to our WhatsApp channel. Okay, and then other, if you guys are coming to LA for the first time, other recommendations. I think someone's planning to go to the Getty Museum on Sunday, I believe, before the show. So Getty Museum is free, but you do need to pre-register. It's one of the best places you can go to. Whenever I go there, I can never finish everything. I cannot go to all the spots and all the areas in one day. Such a big place, beautiful, beautiful place. You can have like a nap in the park and whatever. So please visit if you're visiting LA. So Getty Museum, just make sure that you're registering in Getty Museum and not Getty Villa, because Getty Villa right now is closed because of the fire. um it didn't catch on fire, but they had to close it down because of toxic air and all that stuff. And then the other option would be to go to the Huntington Library, Museum and Botanical Garden. This is in Pasadena. You will also be spending the entire day here if you go there, and you still won't be able to go to every area because it's so big. Also a great place to just read. If you want to, there is an actual library, so you can borrow a book, go to the park, and then go to one of the gardens, lie down, read. There's a very good like lunch place there, cafeteria, cafe. And then it's also one of my favorite places, I think. So when I first went there, it was like, I don't know, maybe $12 forever ago. I think right now it's about $29, but it's very worth it. And then you can go to Rodeo Drive. And then once you go to Rodeo Drive, I mean, on a separate day, as I've said, Getty Museum is one day, Huntington Library, Museum, and Botanical Gardens one day, and Rodeo Drive should be another day because there's also a lot of other pocket places that you can go if you go to Rodeo Drive. Okay. Carol said, many of us registered for Getty at 10 a.m. Oh, go, people. Go, go, go. If you, so when? Like Sunday? So you should go. It's really worth it. I promise. You will not regret Getty. It's so beautiful, especially if you love art. And then they have a really good mimosa if you if you want to go like do a brunch or whatever. Yeah, the mimosa is really good. So Getty, yeah, you will not regret it. I promise you. Okay. Um, Getty, yes. So Getty Center is a museum that is open. Getty Villa is closed because of the fire. Okay. Um, there is also a pop-up. So I was unfortunate. I didn't get I wasn't able to reserve a time slot for the pop-up. But they said that they might accept walk-ins. So Namjuning. Yes, the people are going to Namjoon. Oh, yes. Thank you, Angel Star, Mr. Lee Jae-sang 9745. Okay, so that is the IG of Mr. Lee. So I'll keep it there for now. Thank you, Angel Star. What was I gonna say? What was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, if they said that they will accept walk-ins for the pop-up, but I just don't have the luxury of time to hang out and just like, um just see if I can go in. I just don't have that luxury of time. Maybe I will ask a favor from one of you to buy me something, maybe. But yeah, there is a standby line for the pop-up. Yeah, so if you're visiting town and you're here for the concert, might as well, and you don't have like a reserved time slot for the pop-up, might as well take your chance, right? If that is what you're visiting for. Okay. Another news is that Big Hit is very close to releasing a new boy band. So there are like rumors. So these are the members. These are the members. Let me remove myself. So these are the members, and Bella Tricks want to visit a museum. So Seda, can you get in touch? Can you, yeah, DM Bella Tricks? She wants to visit a museum. Okay, so I think Seda is the one that's going, right, Seda? It's you, right? Okay, so these are the five members allegedly of the new boy group of BTS, not BTS, of Big Hit, and we wish them luck. Of course, we want every member, every boy band, or every group, basically every act under HYBE to be successful. Every successful group of HYBE, of course, BTS is going to benefit from that because they are one of the biggest shareholders of HYBE. So we want them to become successful. So these are the five. They were spotted in the TXT concert. I think they were also spotted in J-Hope's concert, and they were spotted shooting in LA, here in LA. I have some clips of the shoot, but I don't want to reveal because I don't want to show it to you because I don't want to be a part of those that will spoil whatever it is that they are preparing. So let's just, you know, be in for the surprise. So this guy, I think is James. This guy is James. This guy is James. He already has he already has like writing credits on different songs. I said I didn't get a time for pop up, but I'm still gonna try. Okay, said she's gonna try. Okay, but how do they know it's the new boy group? You know, these things are not leaked, as in accidental leaked. These leaks are calculated. All of this, you know, whenever you hear about a group that's about to be launched, that, you know, that it was leaked or whatever, that's not an accidental leak. That's like a calculated leak. What is their name? Alas, allegedly. Alas. So that's what it was. So people learned about it because that was what was registered by Big Hit. We could be wrong, but allegedly, alas. So this is James. He has a lot of writing credits, producer and composer of different songs. And this is Martin. He also has some writing credits. He is the rumored vocalist and rapper. And he has production credits on these songs. Magnetic, imagine that. Disha said it's a PR tactic. Yes, it is a PR tactic. Like, can you imagine? Just think about it this way. Why does Apple, the phone of Apple, on a yearly basis gets leaked? Is that how stupid they are from keeping secrets? Like, it was already leaked last year. You didn't learn your lesson. You idiot. These are all calculated. Okay, but going back, so this is Martin. So he's the alleged rumored vocalist and rapper of the new boy band from Big Hit, and the alleged name is Alas. So Mav said Alas in Filipino means ace, correct? And I think it could be a Spanish or a Latin word, something like that. I did hear, oh, haha, I thought allegedly was part of the name. You're funny. I did hear the name was a loners association, and I think it will be messy because of trainee A fans. It could be, but only one member from trainee A, I think, is gonna debut with this group, which is James. And then Lee already debuted, right? Which is, you know, the source of all the controversy anyway. One of the members, Jake, I believe, is from. Isn't it James? Is it Jake? I thought it was James, or it could be Jake. I don't know. So, there was a loners association trademark from Big Hit before. A loners association. What a name! So, alas is wings in Spanish. Ah, and then it's ace in Filipino. What does it mean in Latin or Greek? I'm assuming it's a Latin word or some language like that. I heard HYBE is releasing three groups. Are they one of them? Yes, they are one of them. And the alleged debut is May, which is kind of, I'm like, May. That's when like the excitement of armies are on the right. It's We're peaking at that stage because we're like 1 month away. And also, my guess is that if they don't release anything like any teaser, April, it's probably not going to happen until the fourth quarter. Okay. Alas is also an antiquated literary term. Oh, alas. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. True. True. Yes. Isn't that what was said at the shareholders meeting released in May? That's what I heard. It's just that what an odd this like what an odd month to release it, because like that is the height of the excitement of armies, right? Although maybe they're going to be using that traction for the boys. Alas could be a loners association. Could be. I don't like that name though, a loners association. Okay, they'll have to debut before BTS are out of the military. No one else will be getting the attention. True. That is very true. That is very true. Okay, so that those are my updates for today. Let me take this. Do you want to go down, baby? Okay. So invite them to your soon to be released OnlyFans account. Invite them, baby. Invite. Oh, they don't see you. Wait. Okay, invite them to your OnlyFans account. Tell them, please subscribe to my OnlyFans account. I have a really, really creative name for his OnlyFans account. So I will announce it once everything is ready. See, bye bye. I will be back later. Bye bye. Hey, bye bye. See, bye bye. You're very, very snobbish. Why don't you look at them? Come on. Okay. He doesn't want to go down. You have to go down. I'm going to do the rest of my stream. Go down. Okay. All right. It's hard when you have a cute dog. You don't want to let go of him. He's now in front of me, watching me. Okay. Here we go. Here we go with idol group names again, long, but they do have a reputation to uphold following patterns. So it's just, I think, by sheer luck, BTS actually worked out. Okay. Now another thing that happened is that during the shareholders meeting, the CEO of Big Hit, sorry, of HYBE actually said, he was asked a question about BTS, and he specifically said that most likely that the boys are going to complete their military service and they're coming back, but he did say it's probably not going to happen soon as they need time to regroup. Okay, so give me 1 second to arrange everything like my life. 'Cause- okay. Um, so I do appreciate actually. Number one, I do appreciate that Big Hit has seems to have had this rule, not role, but rule to try and be very careful on what they say about BTS and their comeback. So that I definitely appreciate. Um, wait, okay, there you go. Bang Luna, Bang PD should not be allowed anywhere near naming committees. Should we write Big Hit? I will format a letter and let's all send it. Dear Bang PD, we like you, but please do not name them. Okay, so um I just want to sort of step back and for armies to actually really appreciate what BTS is about to embark on, because there's a lot of hype around what they are about to do, about their return. People are expecting that they're going to be doing a world tour. They're probably going to do that, and it's going to be like, oh, all attention is on them. But really, if we just stop and think about it, they are trying to do something that has never been done before. And that's armies. I feel like we've seen BTS do the impossible over and over again, and no one thought that they were going to no one ever thought that they were going to rank inside Billboard Hot 100, let alone get to number one, especially get to number one with a foreign language song, which is Korean, life goes on. No one ever thought that was going to happen. No one ever thought that they were going to sell out stadiums, especially Wembley. So they've been doing the impossible over and over again, and we really, especially for those armies who have been here 2013, 2014, 2015, we've seen them go from small stages in Korea selling out stadiums around the world. As I've said, from Wembley, they've gone all the way to Wembley and they've sold that out in 90 minutes. We've seen them break records. They have defied expectations, and they've reshaped what it means to be a global artist in more ways than one. But I just want to highlight that what they are about to do next is something that no group has in history has ever done. And I mean no group in history, not in K-pop, not in the West, not anywhere in the world. So this moment and this comeback isn't really just a return, isn't just a reunion. It isn't just a fulfillment, or it's not just them trying to finish a business that they left hanging because of COVID. And I'm talking about the world tour, the map of the soul world tour that they weren't able to finish. They weren't able to actually do at all because of COVID. It is actually, in more ways than one, a reinvention, and it's not about proving themselves anymore. Okay, it's not about what is it that we can offer next. It's about really defining something entirely new. So this, we can think of it as like a new type of art and a new type of artist, and that has a heavy weight on them, the expectation, and it might even be bigger than when they first started going global. If the expectation and the weight of it all was so heavy when they first started going global, I think what they are about to do is even bigger, because now they're not just artists that are trying to break through, they're legends trying to evolve. So imagine doing all of the things that they have done, trying to be popular and successful. And now that they are there, the expectations don't stop. They are now pressured to actually evolve. And it's not just commercial success that I'm talking about. I'm also talking about artistic evolution. They are now icons trying to chart new territory. And most importantly, there are seven individuals who've grown and changed, and they've expanded beyond what anyone thought was possible, not just in Korea, but as I've said, globally. And then they're coming back together again. So let's just talk about why this comeback is unlike any other comeback of any act in the history of music, global music. What's really at stake and what it means for BTS, for K-pop, for Korea, and for global music industry as a whole. So let's get into it. But before we get to that, I just want to recognize, as I've said, what Lee Jae-sang, the HYBE CEO, has demonstrated. He was careful, very, very careful, not to speak for BTS in the year-end stockholders meeting. So in that presentation, BTS wasn't actually even in his slides. They didn't say anything about BTS in the main presentation. And the only time that he spoke about BTS was when he was asked about it. So one of the stockholders, I'm sure they were informed what question was going to be asked. So one of the stockholders was given a chance to ask a question, and she specifically asked about what the plan is for BTS. And his answer was very general and very, very simple. He said that HYBE is going to support what BTS wants. He said that whatever vision they have for themselves as a group and as individuals, HYBE will be there to support it. But his answer this time is a little bit more precise, but not too precise. He said that um, that BTS is not just preparing that at the stature of BTS, because BTS is already a legend. They're not just a mere group. They are not just an international superstar. They're not just icons. They stand for something bigger, not just for HYBE, but for also for Korea. And so he said that uh, that this is not just music that they are preparing. Essentially, he said that this is they are reimagining the vision of BTS. And I don't know. I'm not an insider in HYBE. I don't know anybody from HYBE. Well, I do know somebody from HYBE, but I don't know anybody directly connected to BTS or Big Hit. But I would like to think that this is after consultation with BTS, because his answer was very calculated. He said they will come back, but they will need time. So with that answer, and with what and with how they are actually packaging BTS, it actually separates BTS from others. While all other groups actually are included in their year-end plans, in BTS has never appeared in their year-end plan. So it is the message is very clear. For me, the message that they are sending to everybody, not just to their stockholders, not just to K-pop, not just to Korea, but to the world, that BTS is not like any other group. They are a cut above the rest. They are very, very different. And the BTS is not like and will never be like all the other groups that will ever come out of HYBE or out of Korea. And you don't just utter the name for commercial or marketing purposes. What this is beyond branding. Really, they're not just trying to brand BTS. It's actually an earned stature. Okay, so I appreciate how they're positioning BTS basically, and I hope that they continue doing it. So that is the main message, that BTS is not like the others. Okay. So all of this group actually appeared in their planning. BTS didn't. Now, the number one thing is we let's just be aware that the weight of the name of BTS is actually bigger than the entirety of Korea. And a lot of people are going to say that that is an exaggeration. It isn't. To a certain degree, the name of BTS has become so big that it has eclipsed the country they came from. Uh, when you mention Toyota, for example, you automatically think, or it's a Japanese car. Or if you mention Apple, oh, it's a US phone. Or if you mention Volkswagen, then it is a German car. In the same way, if you say Adele, you know she's from Britain. Or if you say Beyonce, you know that she's an African American. Like, she is the status symbol. She's the singer of America, African Americans, and largely of America. But for BTS, they're not just a South Korean group. They are a group, and they are their own brand that is not necessarily attached to to any country. And that's not hyperbole, it's actually a reality. Coming back after this level of success is actually terrifying for them. If you are that big, you took a rest, coming back is really terrifying, because the whole world is really watching. The pressures isn't just commercial, it's critical, it's artistic, it's cultural, and even philosophical, because of the reputation that they have established from them for themselves. There is zero tolerance for missteps, because they're carrying, essentially, the name is bigger than who they are. They're carrying the name of BTS now, and they cannot afford to harm the name that they have created. So when HYBE chairman Bang Shiuk, also known as Bang PD, said that BTS needs time to plan for their return, it made perfect sense, because this isn't just a regular comeback, it is an entire strategic reinvention. What stood out was how respectful and deliberate they have been whenever they speak of BTS. Next thing is that this is are just examples of how BTS has become bigger than their own country, essentially, to the world. Um, next point is that BTS, they are. Next point is that, sorry, my slides is actually messing up. Okay, let me go back. Next point. See, it's not working. One second. Okay, there you go. Next point is that they are trying to do the impossible, which I've mentioned in the opening. No major pop group in history, from the Jackson 5, Destiny's Child, and Sync, One Direction, has ever returned stronger after each member actually went solo. If you think about it, when Michael Jackson went solo, when Beyonce went solo, they have never been able to come back to their own group, solidify the group, and make the group bigger, especially if the individual careers of the members are successful. And BTS, each member has thrived. As you know, RM, for example, RPWP is the most critically acclaimed album ever in the history of Korea, I think, probably in Asia. And then Suga was the first solo act from South Korea to do a solo tour. And he didn't just sell out all of his venues, he also became the first rapper in history to sell 1 million copies of a rap album. So, I mean, and then of course, he dropped one of the most critically acclaimed rap albums in South Korea as well. And then you have J Hope, who conquered Lollapalooza. He's going to do another Lollapalooza, this time in Europe, and is currently selling out his venues. And then there's Jimin, who became the first Korean soloist to top Billboard Hot 100 with a non-English track, and then he overtook his own band for the longest charting unaccompanied track from an Asian native in Billboard Hot 100. V also dropped the best-selling jazz album in the world. Probably he's probably going to become the best-selling jazz artist of all time. And Jungkook went full pop star and landed himself a number one song in Hot 100. He's had several top 10 songs in Hot 100 as well. And of course, who would forget his legendary Times Square concert, where he had 30 minutes to promote and he amassed thousands of people. And of course, Jin is one of the best selling artists for 2024. And of course, one of the most successful luxury brand ambassador from South Korea. So, I mean, who would have thought that Fred Jewelry will actually get him, right? So, next point is that this is a lonely, uncharted road. If they were alone before, they are much, much more alone now. When they were rising stars, they had mentors, producers, and advisors that guided them and provide them resources so that they could grow, learn more, see what their options are. But now there's no one to guide them because no one has ever been to where they have been. So they have reached the summit that very, very few people have reached, and no one in their circle has actually been there, so no one can guide them. The people around them can only suggest, but they cannot fully understand because they do not see what BTL sees. The BTS sees the world through a lens no one else, or very, very few has, the fame, the pressure, the global impact, and that makes decision making incredibly hard. To a certain extent, you don't even know how or where you're gonna go. They're not just making pop; their songs dissect, and this is what's actually making it harder for them, because they're not just making pop songs. It's one thing to be popular and to be famous and to be wanted by so many people and to have your songs go to number one in Billboard Hot 100. But the problem with BTS is that they're not just making pop songs. Their songs actually dissect identity, mental health, youth, legacy. So, how do you evolve? The question is critically, how are you going to evolve from something with so much depth? Do you continue the story or do you start a brand new chapter? So, as you know, BTS has an evolving message because the from loving yourself to speaking yourself, and then even their narrative would actually grow. uh, the good news is that they've lived completely different lives for the last 3 years, and that's a gold mine of emotions and ideas and stories. But the hard part is finding, there may be so many stories to tell that it might be hard for them to find a cohesive narrative from these experiences. So they've always been masters of turning personal stories into a universal sentiment, but now they no longer are the seven boys sharing the angst of youth. Their experiences are so unique. A lot of the things that they've gone through, people don't go through, right? We don't go through. So they've grown, they are grown men with distinct journeys. So the question is, can they find the common thread again? That's the challenge, and of course that's the opportunity. And then of course we also need to consider the changing dynamics of the group. BTS, I've always considered BTS like a puzzle. They each have their own shape, their own uniqueness, but together they fit perfectly to form one grand, complete, cohesive picture. um, I've always felt that the rap line, RM Suga J Hope, was sort of the first ones to guide the group into a certain vision that they had. Vocal line brought the emotion and the storytelling to life, right? So they were the ones who really connected. They became more familiar. But now things have shifted. As we know, each member of the vocal line is successful on their own. And so the question is, will their roles evolve within the group, or are they going to just stay within the same dynamics? Are they going to just continue playing the role that they used to play? So will Jimin write more songs? Will Jungkook produce more? Will V bring in more experimental sound? Or will Jin actually influence the group into something more band-like? So the rediscovery and the recalibration will of course take time, but of course it's going to be necessary. Okay. Next is that it's not just BTS, the group anymore. It's actually BTS plus seven individual artists. So they're not just planning a comeback for one musical act, which is BTS. They're planning a comeback for Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. So that's seven, right? Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. Imagine, as a marketer, I tell you this, just planning a career for one person is already exhausting. It can drive you mad. If you're planning for seven individual careers and having one career, which is BTS, and one identity or one act fit into those seven, is going to drive you to the other edge. So coordinating that, it's mind bending. And it has never been done before. It really has never been done before. As I've said, for most musical acts, if you're a group, each member will just go off on their own without really considering what's going to happen with the group. Some of them will say, okay, we'll just come back and reunite at some point. But what BTS is doing is they're actually planning the entirety of the next decade, or a decade or two, in consideration of their individual careers and having BTS fit in that schedule. Okay. And then, of course, there's the unfinished legacy. A lot of people think that BTS has seen their peak, right? They said that, oh, the Billboard Hot 100, all of these things, the Artist of the Year award for AMA, they think that that's the peak of BTS. But the truth is, BTS actually missed their peak. So let's not forget, the Map of the Soul tour was supposed to be the victory lap, the proof of their global dominance. But instead, COVID happened, so they had to stop everything. So there's still many unanswered questions. Are the fans still there? Can they still sell out Wembley? Has the world moved on? Are fans still listening? And for us, because we are in this community, we are very much in the zone of BTS. We think that, yeah, we're still here because we're together, but we don't know what's happening with other people or that are disconnected. Where are they? Are they still coming back? And so this is the time when BTS actually, this is the first time that BTS will get to actually prove to themselves and to the world how big they still are. Are they still as big as people paint them to be, or just the same, or are they like less popular? So this is going to be a challenge, and as I've said, this is going to be, um it's make or break for them. Either they will prove that they are as big as people claim them to be or not. Next is that they really have left K-pop behind. Other K-pop groups clearly are timing their comebacks around BTS, but the thing is that BTS has left K-pop a long time ago. I'm actually going to be reacting after this one. I'm going to be reacting to the Guardian article because many people insist on boxing BTS in the K-pop genre. They really have left them. They're not K-pop anymore. They haven't been K-pop for a really, really long time. They don't compete with K-pop acts or even Western acts. They're just in their own lane. They're playing their own game. They're in their own world. So the pressure is actually on everyone else. If these acts ride on BTS's name and still flop, then they're done. It's as simple as that. We know that we don't know how bigger BTS has been, but we know they're still big. Now, if after all the efforts that all of these K-pop acts are doing to ride on the coattails of BTS and they still fail, they are done. Not BTS. Okay, and then lastly, I think the next evolution is an industry on their own. That's what they are where they are headed. The A lot of people still insist that BTS is a niche, but every global star and every huge industry is actually a niche if you think about it. Basketball is a niche, K drama is a niche, esports is a niche, um, Britney Spears is a niche, because a lot of people know who they are or what they are, but not everyone actually follow them or is a fan of them. So that is the same thing for BTS. If you mention BTS to the rest of the world, there's like 70-80% of 70 or 80% chance that people know them. Or at least like, oh yeah, the Korean boy, yes, we know them. Are they a fan? Probably not. And that's the same thing for basketball. A lot of people know what NBA is or the world the MLB is. It's just that they are not a fan. So BTS has what every powerful niche has: a loyal community, cultural influence, and global recognition. I think the next step is creating an industry around them. So it is something that's very separate from K-pop, not quite Hollywood, but acknowledged by both. So it is going to be a self-sustaining ecosystem. It's going to be their own space. It's going to be their own rules. And instead of them trying to get into the world of Hollywood or any other world for that matter, it is all of this world, it is all of this stars and all of these industries that will try to get into the community or the world of BTS. And I think if they're able, I'm pretty sure they've already achieved that. It's just a matter of being able to prove that they actually achieved that. So now I turn it over to you. What do you think BTS sound is going to sound? How do you think their sound is going to be when they return? And do you think I am correct in my guess, in my vision, that the aim is not really to get recognition again from Hollywood or from any other industry, but just to create their own industry? And do you have questions? Um, True Western BTS Forever, 7 true Western award bodies who put them under K-pop category when the song is in English or whatever, their excuse is totally delusional. Yeah, I don't think a lot of I don't think people I think people already are very much aware that BTS is not K-pop. It's just that they don't know any other way. People, especially the West, it's very comfortable in categorizing things. That's why stereotyping is a huge thing, because they are comfortable with familiarity, or maybe it's just a human thing. Like if we meet something or if we know someone, we feel more comfortable if we feel like we know that person. And the easiest way to know a person is through stereotype. So that's what happened. They are stereotyping BTS like, oh, K-pop, okay, now I know what that is. Even if they know BTS has not been K-pop for a really, really long time. I mean, the minute they released, I would say Dynamite and Butter. I think that's official. That's just, I'll say even before that, their music is not K-pop anymore. It's just that it is in Korean. But for the global music industry, the minute they release Dynamite, that's it. There's absolutely no excuse to categorize them as K-pop. I want an album of an orchestra version of BTS songs. I don't know. I think they all will surprise us. Do you think they will retain the same dynamics, the same roles within BTS? Meaning it will still be driven by RM and and Suga and J-Hope. Beyonce crossed over into country. I think that's, that crossed over of Beyonce, I think is one of the triumphs of the century. I really do. I think the way she did that was like chef's kiss. if anything, if anything, I would said for most time K-pop always had an air of innocence, enjoyment, and hope that North American pop has lost. Interesting. Interesting. Anything? Yeah. Interesting. Innocence, enjoyment, and hope. I think so. I I am okay with sexy performances, sexual performances. I'm okay with that. But um when it's too much, it's the same with violence, right? If I'm watching something and there's too much violence in it, I'm not necessarily against the portrayal of violence. It's just there's too much of it. And so for a lot of western acts, that's what I see. Like there's just too much sex in it. They're selling sex too much. And so my tendency is to tune out because it's just like that's the same thing. The same thing over and over again. So yes, I kind of agree with you. Now, with not that K-pop is not sexualized, not that K-pop girls or singers, female singers are not sexualized. It's just that they haven't pushed it to the way to the boundaries of what the Western pop stars are doing. Okay. General always show interest in new things, as most of the world has already witnessed BTS. It might be a little difficult to gain world attention again, except that I expect them to succeed. Possibly Jin from the snippets we've gotten. Um, wait, I don't. Where is that? I want to see them singing and dancing back up to each other's songs. I think they'll do that, like Switch. I definitely feel Jimin is going to be more involved in writing after his Face album. I could tell he'll be driven to do that. I think that their music will even be more mature, more thought provoking, and more inclusive of the variety of musical styles of each member. And I think that their concerts will even be longer, and I'm here for it. It might be more of a blend of the group and indie dynamics. JK can create an album in a week. I could see that. Same plus fun for fun songs. At least in my country, Bellatrix, at least in my country, I think it is just so heartbroken. Too much sex, too much violence, too much death, and too much vanity. What is your country, Bellatrix? Since they have all grown in some fashion, I hope that some of the dynamics change as well. I think if there's one thing I'm so curious about, it would be that, like the change in dynamics. I maybe a lot of solos will hate me for saying this, but I've really felt that the rap line were played the biggest influence in the music that they made and in the creative direction, basically in their chapter one, because they were writing first, right, before the rest of the vocal line started writing and composing and producing their own songs. And so by the time they actually started dabbling in it heavily, that is, um like the influence of the three, yeah, the influence has been is just so strong already. But I think so it would be interesting given the success, and I'm not just talking about commercial success but the critical success of the vocal line. It would be interesting, like what's going to happen. Will the vocal line stay, like maybe the vocal line, there's one possibility, the vocal line saying, oh, I'm just, I in my own music, then I will be in control, but in BTS I will let the rap line control it. Or it could be that there's a shifting dynamic and it's going to take time for each member to sort of find their own space. Like they've now reshaped themselves, right? So they're going to have to find where they actually go to perfectly fit in that BTS puzzle again. BTS is going to be the first artist to hold a 3 day all day concert. The first day will be BTS hits as a group, second day will be the solos, and third day will be special units. Me too. Last week, I actually, in the last live stream, I actually said that my wish is for them to do a semi residency in the whole of Vegas, and there'll be like one concert per one member, and then like a 3 day or a 4 day concert for all the group, for the group, I mean, or maybe more. So like, and they'll do it for like a month or something, like a different kind, like a festival of something. And I say Vegas because this the whole city is sort of tailored for something like that, right? So it's easy to get hotels, it's easy to book, easy to go to because it's designed for something like that. So like if we could do like a purple festival, and then like, there will be like one member that will do a, a concert, and then on the weekends it will be BTS, and then do it over again, something like that. That's my wish, just a wish. RM has always included all of them in as much possible as and encouraged them all to participate. Oh yeah, for sure. And I think, as I've mentioned in one of the, I think in the Monday live stream that I did, a lot of, I feel like RM, Sugar, and J Hope sort of created an environment that allowed the vocal line to grow. I think they played a part on it. Um, Again, the success of the vocal line is theirs and theirs alone. But a huge part of it, because they're living together, right? And I think we have to give credit to the rap line, RM especially, and Sugar and J Hope, in creating that environment that will allow them to tap into resources, widen their horizon, to grow as artists. That, I really believe in that. And I think, as I've said, I'm so thankful that it was RM and Suga and J Hope that became the Youngs, because they are the rap line or the pillars of BTS. Because I think it would have been I think I really feel that the vocal line would have taken a different direction in their individual careers had it not been for that exposure. So yes, I definitely agree with that. This is not to take away the credit from the vocal line in their individual success. Their success is theirs and theirs alone. I feel like I feel like that we still have a solo release coming from one of the members before the OT7 reunion. Maybe. So there's this rumor, there's this stadium, I think, in Mexico, that said something about Jungkook doing maybe like, I don't know, like a mini tour for Jungkook. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get like a fourth and a fifth job for sure. I just also need a rap line to release Cypher point 0.5 after the hell that was last year. J Hope supposed to have another single to release. Yeah, he said he has one more. Didn't Jin say that he was putting out an album? um that was the impression, yeah, that he was going to, not maybe not an album, but something before the return of BTS. Jungkook will most definitely talk about how everyone is in their 30s and he's not. Well, wait, he's going to be in BTS, sorry, in Korean age, he's already 30 by the time that he comes out, because they are 2 years older. So to a certain degree, he's also Erica Yates. Thank you. Wait, where is Erica? Oh my god, where did you go? Oh, there you go. Fairlyn, I agree with you. I think the guys will come back and create all kinds of new songs, blending all of the different genres each members have been working with in their solo works. Yeah, definitely. I'm just excited because I can't. They're so unpredictable. So I can't even guess what kind of music they're gonna come out with. So I mean, they're not the first group that I've liked. They're not the first K-pop group that I've liked, but they're the first where I have absolutely, I can't guess what it is that they're going to do. I can. So thank you, Erica Yates. Jungkook will put himself in his 30s. Jungkook is approaching his 30s really fast. He may be joking, but it's true. To In Korean age, he'll be 30. He's already 30 in Korean age. Jungkook always adds years to age as it is. Okay. Um, Let us talk about the YG leak. Is everyone aware of the YG leak? Of what happened during the weekend? JK will have more influence for sure. He's such a talent. You know, Suga already said it. He's a genius. So I do hope he has more influence. Yes, the toilet paper. Yes, the nonsense. Okay. Yes, all of that. Everything that you just said. So over the weekend, YG, this person in Discord who claims to have been fired by YG, said that he has files to leak from different agencies. So he was doing this, or she was doing this on Discord. So the person who was starting to leak different types of videos. However, one that caught the attention of a lot of people is JYP, because this person claimed that he or she is in possession of 230 plus terabytes of JYP files. Now, a lot of people are asking, is that even possible? It's absolutely possible. So, to give you an idea, I started saving my videos, and mine is like 720 and 1080. It's not even 4K, because I don't need 4K in my videos, right? So it's usually 1080, which is the high HD of YouTube. And I started saving my files back in 2020. I'll say no, 2021. So that's 4 years. Carla Girl said it is a guy. So 4 years, and as I've said, 1080, and I was just like, and these are just like, photos and videos that I shoot, this videos like this. And I got to 10 terabytes last year. Okay, with that quality of a video. We're not talking like refined. So for an agency like JYP, who shoots videos and raw materials in HD, 230 plus terabytes, that's definitely possible. Easy, easy, easy. Most likely those are videos. So that's the answer to the question. Is it possible? Of course, definitely possible. Okay, so now this person claims to be Gurumi, and this is the same person that leaked the alleged photos of Jenny and V. Now, we don't know if that's true, but that's what he's claiming. Okay, now he started publishing. I'm going to start calling him, referring to him as he, because according to Carla Girl, it is a he. So he started publishing never before seen videos of YG artists. And the most damaging, quote unquote, is the videos, several videos of Blackpink members when they were still trainees. And in that video, they were rapping, singing slash singing, or at least trying to rap, trying to sing, and they said the N word. Okay. So a lot of backlash, as you can imagine. People are always looking for anything that these idols will do. And then if they learn that they actually did something and it is considered unacceptable, especially in the US, they will jump at that. And that's what happened. And so they were just, people started hating on the girls and stuff. Now, uh, I'm not African American, so I'm not going to speak on the emotions of African American. I will allow African Americans to speak on that. Okay, that is their. I will not speak for them. I'm not in. Yeah, I don't have the right to speak for them. I don't have their experiences. So how they felt about this entire thing, I will allow them to not allow. I will not allow them. They don't need my permission. They will be the ones to talk for themselves. But I'm just talking about like the chronology of what happened. So people started jumping on it. Now, because of that, so there were several videos of Jenny, Lisa, and even Rose singing or rapping songs with the N word. So they weren't really censoring the N word, they were just saying it. Aside from that, there were practice videos of OT7 Blackpink. So this was when there were still seven members and then five members. So this is Mion, which is now a member of G Idol. So several practice videos. And then he also released the official, supposedly official music video of one of the songs, unreleased, of YG of Blackpink. So this is actually the music, screen cap of the music video. It was so low res. So I don't know the song. I don't remember the title. So anyway, so I guess it was proof that this person, that he actually had some files, and he was releasing this on his YouTube channel. So he was proving, he was making it very clear that he does have files of YG that no one has ever seen. So sort of like an exclusive access to the files of YG. Okay. Um, Marlon is asking, wasn't the person who obtained the information from YG Blackpink's agency? That there's a lot of speculation, and that's one of the speculations. So this person was actually releasing stuff also on Discord, like talking to people on Discord. And at the end, he was actually selling the files. Now, a Twitter account started posting things about the idol's dating history and sexuality. And this was when I was like, because when they started, I have to admit, these were dance practices, like unreleased music videos. I'm like, oh, let me watch. Well, how did they perform when they were still training? And like Mion was there, G Idol, and you know that I respect G Idol a lot. So when I saw the dance practice videos, I was like, oh, let me see, how did she look like? Did she fit in with Blackpink or whatever? And it was like, dance practice, nothing bad there. It was literally dance practice. And then the unreleased music video, too bad for YG. They were supposed to earn from this music video, but nothing harmful in that. It was a music video, literally. So I was watching it, I was interested how they were performing pre-debut. And then this Twitter account started posting things about idols' dating history and sexuality. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, why? My number one, this Twitter account started pretending to be the YG leaker. So that was the claim. She said that she was the same person as the person leaking videos from YG. And my first question was like, what do I care about their dating history? I don't care if this person dated this and like whatever. So that was when I started thinking, wait a minute, there's something that's not right about this entire thing. Like at first, I was having fun watching pre-debut videos or unreleased music videos. Like, fine, I want to watch that. I want to see how they were performing before debut. But then you started exposing quote unquote the dating history of idols. And then this account started calling idols gay, as if calling somebody gay is an insult. That was the implication. It wasn't what was directly said, but that was the implication. Like, this idol is gay, this person is gay, blah blah blah. And my first thing is that, how distasteful of you. My first thought, my how distasteful of you to say that as if it is an insult. Being gay is not an insult. Are we still there as a society for us to not move on from that concept? Like, I thought we are decades away from that concept. But for you to like call somebody gay as if that's an insult, that's when I first like, nah, this is not, there's something wrong with this. And then the obvious thing is that there was no proof in any of that account was just stating things like, oh, this person went out with this and whatever. Now I am not, so I block a lot of accounts on X, right? I block a lot of accounts on X. So I wasn't aware that the source of this posts came from one of the accounts I already blocked until somebody actually sent it to me. That person, the one who sent it to me, said, hey, this is, remember that person, blah blah blah. And so this person posted a lot of things, unsupported, unsubstantiated claims about the sexuality and dating history of idols. And it has spread because people like that. They like rumors and they like controversies. But there is an X account. This X account is actually notorious for hating on BTS. And anything that account posts isn't real, obviously. She was posting, basically what she did was a retaliation because the original YG leaker, the original person, posted that video of BP members saying the N words, and they were starting to get backlash. So to retaliate, she started posting unsubstantiated claims about BTS. So I posted that account in my Patreon. If you can, please report and block. If you can. But anything that she said, and it's not just BTS she was talking about, but basically anybody else. Now, another thing is that I guess she went on spaces, like Twitter spaces, and she started talking about not being, like she said, oh, I don't want to destroy the career of Blackpink. Nobody can, something like that. Um, and then she started trashing on BTS. Like she said, like anybody uh who who like who anybody who likes BTS is sick on their head. They can't sing, it's all auto-tune. Their music has no quality. And so I automatically knew, okay, I know what this is about. So the thing is that, remember, um this person impersonated the original YG leaker. She impersonated the YG leaker. And then the original account, the original YG leaker, released a statement saying that there are actually two people who's controlling the account. And the other person, and then this person said that they only have files about, they only have files on YG and JYP. They don't have anything else on other agencies. And the other person only claimed that they have something on other agencies just so they can should get to get attention, and that they won't post anymore. So the only way, so all of that aside, let's just put all of that aside. The truth is this: these people won't stop. That poster that was hating, the Twitter account that was hating on and is hating on BTS, won't stop. There's absolutely nothing we can do that will stop her from doing what she's doing. She's an angry person. I don't know, but there's absolutely nothing that we can do to stop it. So the only way, what we can control though, is how we react to these things. And the only way things like this won't have any effect on artists is if we don't care, right? So the mere fact that this person still uses the gay claim as an insult only gives you, that should give you an idea on the person's character. But the only way, but we can stop her from doing that. The only way it will have no effect is if it doesn't have any effect on us. So we shouldn't care about their sexuality. That's the bottom line. If you don't want their word to have any weight, then don't care about the idol sexuality. One post about a BTS member, she posted a lot about the about BTS, claiming this. Some are very, very disgusting. But one post about one BTS member said that this BTS member actually had a relationship with another man. Okay. So now Army's response, I think, was the best so far. Because one of them said it's just like to the effect that that's just another Tuesday for us. So, like, okay, so he's gay, so what? Like, the entire fandom has that speculation that maybe all of them are gay. Like, so what? That your word has no effect. That doesn't matter to us. So, and I thought, bingo, that is the kind of reaction that will render all of this hate useless if what they say don't matter to us. So don't give them the pleasure of being affected with their words. I remember my favorite character in in Game of Thrones, Tyrion Lannister, said, Let them see that their words can cut you, and you will never be free of the mockery. If they want to give you a name, take it, make it your own. Then they can't hurt you with it anymore. So I don't agree with avoiding certain things, avoiding names, avoiding being called something. Because once a person knows that you're getting affected by it, then they'll keep on doing it, that there's nothing you can do about it. The best way to go about it is if what they are saying doesn't matter anymore. So I think the way armies reacted with that claim that this person is gay or has a relationship with another man, I think that was perfect. The answer was just another Tuesday for us. So, like, what's the issue if he's gay? We kind of knew. We don't, but that was what, like, that's how they dealt with it. Another quote again from my favorite character, Tyrion Lannister: never forget what you are, because the rest of the world will not. Wear it like an armor, and it can never be used to hurt you. So if somebody calls you whatever, a name or whatever, own it. Like, so, doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. So then you can say it, and it will have no effect on me. Um, when you're and then another quote, and this is one of my favorites again, when you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar, you're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. So if we shut them up, we're just saying that we don't want to hear what they're saying, and they will just find a way on how to keep on saying it. So the best way to deal with it is to not be affected with whatever it is that they have. When they are insignificant, no matter what they do, it won't matter. Love Tyrion, yes. Wear it like an armor, and it can never be used to hurt you. Yes. My favorite is actually of all is the first one. Let them see that their words can cut you, and you'll never be free of the mockery. If they want to give you a name, take it, make it your own, then they can't hurt you with it anymore. So if you can, just please report this account. Everything, almost probably 99% of the things that you're seeing on social media, it was made up by that person. The original YG leaker said that the only thing that they're actually leaking are videos. So, and these are usually pre-debut videos, their practices, unreleased music videos. There was a released audio of BTS, and it was supposed to be, excuse me, it was supposed to be a song that was offered to BTS, and BTS declined it. That was it. That was the only thing that they released about BTS. It's not even the voice of BTS. I mean, for all we know, that song has been offered to every group in South Korea. So the mere fact that BTS's voices weren't even there doesn't matter. Tony, there is absolutely nothing positive about the word. It's crazy to me how some in society have let anyone convince them it's a positive word. HYBE has a new reporting process. It's a web page now. Oh yes, so HYBE actually released a statement about a new set of people that they have prosecuted. Some have already been fined, some have been jailed, some are already appealing their cases, but they said that a screenshot is actually not enough. You have to do a PDF of the entire page if you're going to report something. I try to be conscious of my faults and be the first to point them. So when I fail, I cannot be accused of being fake or failure, because I have already told you I used to fail in that area. Own up to it. So Fire Butterfly said print to PDF is the best option. Yeah. So if you want to report a specific website, right click and print to PDF, save as a PDF, and then give it to BTS, to Big Hit. Plus the URL of the page will be helpful when reporting to HYBE. I seriously don't care who BTS date, just hope that they're happy. Me too. I don't care about who they date. I just want them to be happy. So I want whoever, and this is, of course, this is mine. I have no control over their lives. So this is just my wish. I wish that whoever they end up with will inspire them and will make them a better person. But I also hope that they will inspire the other person and help the other person be a better person. Because if they ever decide to have a family, to have kids, the best way to bring that kid up is with love. And love is always better when you're happy with the person that you're with. So okay. Wonder Human said, I've just reported this website by a David D. Very malicious clickbaits. I don't know that website. I used to take my books to coffee date. I used to. Why would you take your coffee, your books to coffee date? Two of the leaked thing about the guys were rumors, jokes that we already saw. Very easy to just take those and say it's a leak. It's mostly the things that she made up about BTS is about their sexuality and dating. That's it. That's mostly, I'd say 99. There was so I think, as I've said, I think the reaction of armies to that was perfect. When army said, it was like, just they didn't say it this way, but the effect is that it's like one army actually said like, oh yeah, and the sky is blue. Something like that. So I think that was ideal because it perfectly showed just how much it doesn't matter to us. Like, even if they're gay, they're dating, we find out that they've been married for 25 years and have 25 children. We do not care. That is the best reaction because there's now, what else can you say, right? If that one thing you think is going to make us turn away from them does not, then what else can you say? Their private lives have nothing to do with us. I mean, we are fans because of their music. We should keep it about that. Exactly. I want them to have loved ones to share their lives with. I care what that looks like. I don't care what that. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I hope that's why I said I hope that they find somebody that will inspire them and will make them want to become a better person, but I also hope that they will do the same thing to the other person. Disha said, I think the BTS hate train is going to increase as the OT7 reunion is nearby. Some of the K-pop fans are terrified of BTS comeback, for sure. For sure. I think the funny thing is that they're going to be hating on BTS for something that BTS didn't do. Truth is that many of them failed to do anything in the 2 years. 3 years. 3 years BTS have not been together. That's your chance. Like, make your mark, right? And some of them have, in all fairness. I always say that if you actually remove BTS as the like the standard, like the measure of success, if you remove BTS and um just keep it just take out BTS and it's just all these groups. Some groups would you'll be impressed with the achievements of the other groups. But you know. So wait. Okay. All right. Half of armies, half of army has reported David for years. Who is this David? Bangtan babies is will be cute AF. Oh, for sure. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hope that they spread their DNA. So, like, some people who keep on having children in your head, you're like, you shouldn't breed. BTS is the opposite. I hope that they actually breed. So, oh my God, they're going to be cute, talented, smart, and they're going to be very kind. It's so childish that they think their sexuality is an insult. Yeah, I think the minute I saw those posts, I'm like, nah, you're not worth my time. I was like, in all fairness, the original YG leaker or he was just really leaking videos, right? So that's fine. Like, I want to watch videos. But then the person that's impersonating YG leaker, that's the nah. Okay. Um David Disick. David Disick? Dodger Girl. Oh my god, that's hilarious. What's hilarious? Okay, David is some dude on YouTube or something. Okay. I'm probably not going to watch this person. I mean, even like the good creators, the great creators of YouTube content, of BTS content, I don't even watch. And why would I waste my time on him? So I'm not probably going to be watching. Dave is the worst YouTuber, always posting lies about BTS. MG, yeah, he's such a sly person, trashy content creator. Can the YG leaker be prosecuted? Yeah, he can be prosecuted. That's not his property. Unless he signed the contract that gives him rights over those files. I reported him to a few times. Well, if he's still there, he must be connected to something or somewhere. By the way, so I'm in the process of finishing the Asian Entertainment and Culture website. This is the first look. There's still a lot of changes that I want to make. But if you go to, so the URL is still different. I think I temporarily used Asian Entertainment Art Culture.com, but we're starting to make progress. So there'll still be some few changes that I will be making. Like here, if I click on film and TV, so these are the main navigation bar, right? If I click on film and TV, it's white. You can't really see it if you don't know where you are. And then of course there are like, this is film and TV, but it's about K-pop. So some categories that I still need to fix. And then here's the podcast. If you want to listen or watch types of work, I try to get as many experts in the industries as possible. So it's going to be there. And then, of course, there's a dedicated navigation bar for BTS. But some things that I still need to fix, like I don't like the boxes. I don't like it. I don't like things boxy, basically. So I'm going to remove the box here. I'm just going to leave out the lines. And then, yeah. So it's making progress, right? Are you happy for me? I'm happy for me. Finally, I'm making progress. So this is most likely going to be temporary. I am going to get, because the person who's actually doing it is not even a website designer. So, but after this, I just need to get it rolling. And then after that, I'm going to get an actual website designer that will do the website itself. So, yeah. Dodger Girl, are you using SharePoint? Are you talking to me? No, I'm not using SharePoint. I don't even know what SharePoint is. So Jelma said, I love your interviews. Oh, thank you. Please keep on watching them. So your hair is beautiful. Thank you. The secret to my hair is virgin coconut oil. This is not a brand partnership. So, yeah, it's virgin coconut oil. That's before I shampoo, I leave it overnight. So it's black. Although I have a lot of gray hair, but you know, at least no conditioner. I do have a lot of hair fall. So there's this just one shampoo that works for me. It's organic. It's very expensive, but it lessens my hair fall. So okay. So once it is officially launched, I'm probably going to release a PR, a press release. It'll be like on a soft launch for probably 3 months just to see how things are gonna go. And then yeah. So virgin coconut oil is too large of a molecule to actually do anything. Olive oil is way better, or castor oil. I heard that. Although virgin coconut oil works for me. Like for my skin, I don't even have a moisturizer. I don't have anything. I don't have like facial wash or whatever. So I shower at night, just wash it with water and then virgin coconut oil. Ever since I started using that, my blackheads went away. It's done wonders. And then I have like an aloe vera I have an aloe vera plant. And so sometimes I would take that and put it on my hair. Okay. Those are like my beauty tips, if you can even call it that. Okay, so that's for the website. So as I've said, it's probably going to stay that way for like 3 months, some sort of a soft launch just to see how things are. And then I'm going to get like a professional designer and professional developer to improve the website. But okay. Carla Girl said coconut oil is my cure all for anything. All right, so I think I have enough time to do one more. Let me see. Olive said, I finally got here on time to see you live. Oh, Nix on X. Okay, VCO, yes. So I'm sure that you've read this. Let's just react to this article. Okay, let me make sure that you're actually seeing it. Okay, so this is a Daily Mail article about K-pop. And this person actually interviewed Sarah with no last name. If you guys remember that person. You know what? One of the things that I wonder about is how, anyway, I feel like if you want to become a source person, especially for main articles, big articles like this, you need to like share your identity. Otherwise, you could be AI. I don't know. Like, if you want to be a source person for something like this, it's either you're visible or you will not. I won't listen to you. But that's just me. Okay. So have you guys read this article? Have you read this article from Daily Mail? I'm ashamed to say, is there a resource or list to help new armies distinguish between harmful accounts and real BTS news? I'm ashamed to say when I was a baby army, I gave views to fake news accounts. Are you a member of my Patreon, Christy? I have, you haven't read this article. Okay, we will go through the article. So, Christy, if you're a member of my Patreon, I do have a list there. So you go to resource, like useful resources, and then there's a list of articles, a list of sites, recommended sites that you can refer to. Okay, so let's read this article. This is very interesting, but they got a lot of things right, and there's a lot of inconsistencies and lack of research. So the writer of this article is Shad Di Souza. All right. So earlier this decade, he started, it seemed as if the long vaunted South Korean takeover of American pop was finally happening. In the summer of 2020, BTS Dynamite became the first K pop track to top the US chart. And in 2023, girl group Blackpink became the first K pop act to headline Coachella. But just 2 years later, the story looks very different. Ruby and Alter Ego. This is the album of Jenny, and this Alter Ego is the album of Lisa. Recent solo albums by Blackpink members Jenny and Lisa each debuted at number 7 on the US album chart before dropping out of the top 10 after 1 week. And neither album produced a single that peaked higher than number 68. Relative newcomers such as Tomorrow X Together or TXT, 80s, and Twice have achieved solid first week chart positions thanks to strong physical sales before facing precipitous drop offs. New Jeans, a young, critically acclaimed new K pop group who look to be the genre's strongest hope in the US after Blackpink and BTS, have been bogged down by controversies and legal dramas in South Korea, stopping them from capitalizing on the success of their 2023 single Super Shy. Even back home, the genre is struggling. So, Sarah, with no last name, said K pop has lost a lot of market traction in South Korea. The music is not being written to appeal to to a Korean audience, but more to a homogenized global audience. Sarah, with no last name, host of Idolcast, who uses a pseudonym for fear of reprisal from K-pop fans. It's tying, it's trying to be all things to all people, and ends up being sort of nothing to no one. Okay. Sarah says that K-pop made by obsessed over idols performers hot housed in training camps entertainment agencies is no longer seen as cool in trend conscious South Korean. A lot of older fans have entered the fandom, including older women. I'm not bashing them. I'm one myself, she says, but these newcomers have alienated young would be fans. K-pop has also, she says, become a lot more siloed, away from the rest of South Korean culture. You're not seeing idols and TV dramas on variety shows. A lot of content is moving away on gated online platforms like Weverse. Okay, so first things, when she said that K-pop has lost a lot of market traction in South Korea. The music is not being written to appeal to a Korean audience, but more to the homogenized, globalized audience. I think the primary thing that they missed is that K-pop has always been highly influenced by the Western sound. Um, as you know, in many documentaries that have already been published, the main influence of South of K-pop has been when Lee Suman came from the West, came from the US. After studying in the US, he went back. He was influenced by the MTV generation. So this is Michael Jackson, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, and then way before that, even or right around the same time, you have the American GIs that are in South Korea. So these are African American who brought in their culture with them in South Korea. So hip hop, basically. So they started the street movement of hip hop in South Korea. So it has always been, the genre itself has always been highly influenced by the West. I am not knocking on Korean culture. I've always been a supporter of the belief. I've always believed that culture is to be shared. That is it. The culture is to be shared. So I don't, like, if I see music that is influenced by another culture, that's fine. That's how it is. That's just the nature of things. But to say that K-pop has a lot, that it has lost a South Korean market is kind of inaccurate, because it has always been a sound that has been highly influenced by the Western sound. So it has never lost its Korean market. It has in fact expanded. I think what they are mistaking is the difference between consumption, spending, and actual support. So before, even up until the time of BTS, they are so used to the old way of supporting music, which is buying CDs. Things are changing. Streaming has become very, very popular. And so a lot of people, instead of buying albums because of economic reasons, because it's just more practical, or because they're just more used to it, they've shifted to streaming. Even with BTS, we've seen that. A lot of people, fans would buy they would sell millions upon millions, right? And now they're like 500,000, 600,000. But then the streaming actually went up. So it's not that they've stopped, that the mark that they have lost their market. It's just that the consumption has changed. But they failed to consider that. The Sarah with no name, with no last name, actually failed to consider that. That maybe it's not that you're losing the market. It's just that the consumption, the way that they're consuming the music and they're supporting the artists are different. Another proof of that is the amount of outside international concerts that many artists are doing. A lot of artists are actually touring, and many of them are succeeding. Not all of them, but many of them. Bring that back during the era of Big Bang or TVXQ, Girls' Generation. They were touring. When they say world tour, they refer to Asia. Now world tour is an actual world tour where North America, Europe are actually included. So again, what we see in reality and what they're claiming are two different things. So I feel like they made a statement, but they did not substantiate. And this is the same thing Sarah with no last name actually did in that other podcast where she appeared in, where she would just say things without proof. right? Okay. Okay, let's continue. Um, Now, other thing that she said is that K-pop made by obsessed over idols, performers, hot house in training camps by entertainment agency is no longer seen as cool in trend conscious South Korea. A lot of older fans have entered the fandom, including older women. I'm not bashing them. I'm one of them myself. I think she is mistaking the growth. Fans grow old, and the dominant group in South Korea is BTS, and globally, the dominant Korean group in the world is BTS. And a lot of the fans of BTS actually never left. They never left BTS. I never left BTS. A lot of you have never left BTS. We grew old. We grew old with BTS. And so just because she sees that, oh, BTS has a lot of older fans, she feels like, oh, older fans are actually entering the fandoms. How about we just grew up with BTS and never left? And I think it's such a strange concept to them because they have never seen something like this. Remember, many of the groups actually lose their fans after 7 years, especially boy groups. Once they enter the military, the fandom sort of disintegrates. They become inactive and then they come back every now and then, but it's not as active as before. BTS is the only group that has so far retained the fire and the interest of their fandom, even when they weren't aware. And that is because they continued releasing new albums, they continued releasing new projects. And so, again, making claims, not a lot of critical analysis. And I think this person, Sarah with no last name, is aware of that. That's why she doesn't want to reveal her identity because she knows that all she has are claims, no support. Okay. All right. And then this is another thing. You're not seeing idols in TV dramas or variety shows. A lot of content is moving on to gated online platforms like Weverse. Again, how about people are just evolving in the way that they're consuming content? I mean, I don't even have a TV in my own bedroom. The only TV in this entire household is my mom's television. I don't have a TV. If I want to watch content, I would rather watch it on Netflix on my computer or on my laptop or wherever, but I don't have a TV. So, how about it's just technology evolving and people's consumption of content? It's just evolving. So, again, not a lot of depth in the way that they're thinking. It's just a lot of claims and no support. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. The shift coincides, says U.S. reporter Tamar Herman, with a move away from Korean lyrics. It's built to be exported, she says, because of Dynamite's success as an all English song, K pop started leaning into English. This also alienated Korean listeners, while more innovative acts like Le Sserafim and aespa, without the forceful marketing push that BTS and Blackpink received, haven't found a footing in the US. The US love to invest attention on certain artists. Once you have it, you become the sole representative of K pop. We don't care for the hottest thing. We want the artist we've followed since high school, like Taylor Swift. This is kind of true. It is true that people get attached to the artist that they grew up with. Although I would disagree that there is what not disagree, but one thing that this person actually failed to consider is that new people would enter the industry supporting their own artists. So yeah, people would stick to that person. But then there is a generation that's coming in that would welcome newcomers, new acts, and will stick to them. And so it's a cycle. It continues. The UK's only fitfully has only fitfully embraced K-pop through though there's enough of a fandom for TXT to play London huge OT Arena this week, and for Stray Kids to book 2 nights at Tottenham. I don't know who this location. Tottenham's Hotspur Stadium in the summer. But artists like this, Sarah with no last name, says, could be losing traction in South Korea because they have pivoted their focus from the domestic market to the global K-pop market. So this part, I really don't know what the point is. Like, that's natural. There's a global culture and then there's South Korean culture. Do we expect in either to adjust to anything? Like, that's natural. Like, that's the evolution of every group. But the key is not in forcing or expecting groups to not evolve, but expecting new groups to come in, continue the tradition, move on, and then new groups come in. So, okay. The South Korean chart are filled out instead with J-pop acts, Korean rap, and 2D idols like Plave, a virtual boy band. Meanwhile, Bang Bang Bang, a 2015 hit by boy band Big Bang, has consistently been one of the most streamed K-pop songs globally over the past few months, which is not great for K-pop. Sarah, with no last name, says, "Where are the new songs?" Sarah, with no last name, is a YG stan, by the way. So this person, if you've listened to the other podcast where she appeared with Karamanika, something is the last name of that podcaster, it was very obvious that she was a YG stan. She had praised to endless degree groups from YG, especially Big Bang. Okay. So for her to say that Bang 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 is the most streamed song is a lie. It isn't. It's actually Butter and Dynamite. We know that. But okay. So like okay. So in the US, one of the few genuine hits, or maybe she's referring to Korea, maybe. I don't know. And then the South Korean charts are filled out instead of J-pop acts. Like what J-pop acts, right? Again, claims with no support. This is her. This is her style. In the US, one of the few genuine hits by a K-pop star in recent months have been Apathy by another Blackpink member, Rosé. But it sounds nothing like K-pop, instead taking its cues from punk and new wave, and is a collaboration with eternally popular Bruno Mars. Take him out of the song and I doubt it's nearly successful, says Joshua Minsu Kim, a critic who reviewed Jenny and Lisa's album for Pitchfork. I agree with Joshua Minsu Kim. So if you take out um, Bruno Mars, yeah, that I think it won't be successful. Rose has done everything she can to separate herself from the brand of K-pop, says Sarah with no last name. She's even moved her copyrights to an American company. So that should speak to her confidence in South Korean industry to handle an actual global hit song. The teen five-piece New Jeans were one of the biggest success stories in K-pop's Western expansion. Their breakout EP Get Up featured collaborations with out R&B singer-songwriter Erika Dicasir and experimental Norwegian duo Smurs, and their innovative sound found acclaim among fans and critics. That is true. Producer Min Hee-jin's creative direction was very, very strong. True as well, says Kim. And the music was often produced by Korean producers privy to stuff happening in the underground and internationally. Here was an act that actually felt cool to Gen Z and younger millennials. But over the past year, New Jeans have been stuck in a bitter war with HYBE, the K-pop company that formed them. Okay, again, we know for K-pop acts that if you have a fan base, a strong fan base, they will not leave you. So if New Jeans fans aren't sticking out, they were never there in the first place. We know that they are very, very loyal. That's where the concept of super fans is coming from. So if they're dropping just because they've been out for a year and they've been releasing songs, by the way, they've been releasing projects. If they're tanking, it means that the fans weren't there in the first place. Again, they didn't think critically enough to entertain that thought that maybe these fans that supported them in the beginning was not really dedicated fans. Okay. The group attempted to terminate their contract with Adore, the HYBE subsidiary that formed them in 2022, alleging mismanagement. The group were also angry over the fact that Min Hee-jin was dismissed as Adore's chief executive. Adore subsequently sued New Jeans, alleging that the band had no grounds to terminate their contract, though in February, the label stated they regret the escalation of this matter to court and believe that most claims advanced by New Jeans members thus far have been arisen from misunderstanding. They Okay, the band are the rare K-pop act to break ranks from genre rigid corporate system. Last year, they aired a bombshell live stream in which they spoke directly to fans about their perceived mistreatment. The spat has since bloomed into media firestorm, fueling discussions around the rights of K-pop stars or workers, a status they have been legally denied. The potential ramifications are grave. A coalition of trade bodies warned in February that the spat would collapse K-pop industry, and new jeans have continued to act as whistleblowers. This month, the member Daniel said that when she was a trainee in one of the idol boot camps, she was constantly surveilled and had to have all meals approved by the management. Adore and Hybe have not commented on this allegation. So, do you observe something? There is overemphasis on this case, which is irrelevant to the original subject of the article. The article is supposed to be the downfall of K-pop, the lack of international influence on K-pop. And then here is the writer, and so far, 4 paragraphs devoted to the complaints of New Jeans. So do you see the play? Do you see the play? Last week, a South Korean court ruled in favor of Adore, granting a preliminary injunction that will stop New Jeans from working outside their Adore contract until the main lawsuit hearing in April. They had recently been performing as NJZ. Adore has said that it is fully committed to support the artist going forward so long as they perform as New Jeans. The band posting as NJC have said they can no longer remain with the management that has disrespected our identities and undermined our achievements. They are now on hiatus and planning to challenge the injunction. They've already done that, saying in a statement to Time magazine, it almost feels like Korea wants us to turn into revolutionaries. Kim is pessimistic about new K-pop group breaking the genre losing streak in the West. And Sarah with no last name says K-pop companies have started milking fan bases more intensely than before to make up for the decline in artist breaking, with fees to access elements like fan clubs and exclusive videos. At a certain point, the audience becomes tapped out. You can only pay so much for your hobby, and especially looking at a recession coming around the corner, she says. You can't ask fans to sustain the multi-million-dollar industry. It's losing a strategy in the end. But Herman still believes there is a great K-pop going untapped in the US. Certain groups who are huge in other parts of the world, such as girl group Twice, arguably the biggest K-pop girl group of this generation. If you look at money and album sales, I don't know if they're going to cross over or not, but I'm here for everything. Okay, so a lot of claims, a lot of statements, not a lot of research, not a lot of support. And this is what I have been observing with a lot of the write-ups. The old way of doing journalism where you actually I like this is writing 101 in school. That's why people should stay in school. They teach this in 5th grade. If you make a claim, you support your claim. So you can't just say, oh, no one's supporting K-pop anymore. Okay, where's your proof? Right? And then, so that's one. And then the second thing is, and this is why I believe that if you want to become a source person, especially in articles like this, you need to reveal your identity or you do not matter. You need to be able to stand behind your word. As a journalist, that is your currency. Your writing and your words, that's your currency. If you're not willing to stand by it and to suffer the consequences or reap the benefits of what you're saying, then you shouldn't have any influence. I think I don't so I my degree in the Philippines is actually journalism. And that's one of the things we were taught. You have to stand by your word because that's your currency. As a journalist, that's really, really what you have. That's your word, your claims. That's your currency. If you can't stand behind it, then you have no business writing it. If you cannot stand by your word and put your life on that, then you have no business writing it. And a lot of these publications are just catering to people like Sarah with no last name, who has all the gall to make all the claims in the world and not present any kind of proof. So that's it. Lara said, as a mass comm graduate, verify your sources. We found the shaman. It's Sarah with no last name. Aren't they there figures that can indicate if K-pop is on the decline, if K-pop is still popular in SK? There must be figures that can be quoted. If not quoted, then how does the reader know it's true? Um, so yeah, there are some that yes, so you are absolutely correct. There are some figures that can actually prove that. Yes. The problem is that they did not present any. They just made a claim, right? It's just like me making a claim that I know there's this one idol from SM Entertainment who's the main vocalist of a current active group that's actually married. I'll make that claim and then present no evidence. So what is that? That's just a rumor. That's a baseless, unimportant, insignificant claim. If I can prove that. So fairly in blood pressure, kalma lang. She's asking me to calm down. I am calm. So yes, so there are figures that can actually prove that. But the problem is that they did not present any kind of claim. Sorry, any kind of proof. They just made claims. And then the other thing is that, so yes, numbers don't lie. And I always say this, numbers don't lie. I mean, those are numbers. Numbers don't lie. But you can misinterpret and put it out of context. So just presenting a number isn't enough. You have to interpret the data properly. Sarah Shaman has an agenda. Waiting for a journalist to finally push back on the claims against Adore when MHJ was in charge and their continued support for her. Hey, Brown source, I told you so. I think it's the new era of journalism driven by dollars. Sugar Rush. BTS succeeded. She needs to get over it. Degree is in history and minor in English. Also, correlation doesn't automatically mean causation. Oh, definitely. So some of her points could be completely unrelated. Yeah, correlation doesn't automatically mean causation. Yes. So, um, yes. So yeah, she said it perfectly. That there's some points can actually be true, but it can be unrelated. They rely on readers not researching further, so it's the truth. MHJ won't stop until she's in jail. Fire Butterfly, true. Their moms just told them their writing was cute. Bang PD presented a strategy how K-pop can grow. Was there a recent interview with MHJ? Yeah, so there's somebody actually who sent me a video and I posted it on Patreon, but I did say that I cannot verify the veracity of the interview. Apparently, it was like some months ago. So it wasn't a recent one, some months ago. Second gen frustrated fans are so bitter. The Bio Explorer, I remember in high school, my English teacher covered writing articles, including facts, 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 and back up your facts. MHJ is ruining NJ's lives. Okay, so we are actually on 2 hours and 7 minutes. I went over time again, and I still have two more topics which I can cover in the next live stream. So I will do a live stream on Wednesday, and then I will see some of you, not most of you, but some of you on Friday. I'm very, very excited. So I hope for those of you who will be who will be around in LA, please come over, meet with us. Um, and then, yeah, if you have any requests for any topic, let me know. We'll be more than happy to cover it. And then, if you can, please donate so that we can buy more tickets for JHOPE. And then let's start our countdown for the return of BTS OT7. Yes, Mona Lisa remixes out now, so please stream. Also, don't take out Who on your playlist. Please continue streaming that. And of course, all of our 1B, Road to 1B, the songs that were streaming to 1 billion. Okay. I hope you have a blast. I know, Bang Luna, I heard you had a blast in Texas. So I'm sure we're going to have a blast. Do we have a special entrance at BMO? Yes, I posted it. I posted it. I will post it again. I posted it on our WhatsApp, but I will post it on Patreon so that it's just you can always refer to it. Okay. Japan might end up with a 9 magnitude earthquake soon. Oh my gosh. Okay, Japan, please be careful and everyone going to Japan. Next Monday, full concert report. I will do a full review of his concert next Monday. Okay, good night. Bye, everybody. Bye.